Welcome back, and we're back at the 3D printer here, and decided to print up the handles, or at least having a try at printing up the handles for the throttle controls. So we have a left and right throttle, so each person doesn't have to sort of grab the hand on the other one when adjusting it. Anyway, this is the left side printing, the right side printing up right now, and that's the back half of it. And I even printed, the indentations in there for where the screws hold it together, and the other side has kind of the holes where the screws would go into. And there's a sort of opening in there for where we're going to have a 1 inch by ½ inch piece of 4130 steel that is going to turn at a right angle there and support that. And here is the front half getting printed, just starting out, and you can see the sort of opening there where that steel is going to be. So that's basically going to be the arm that comes up that from the floor or from the center console there, and then it'll turn at a right angle, so it'll give a nice structural support to the whole throttle control. Yeah, you can see a little bit further along. We also have the option too later on to be able to embed some push button switches into the throttle if we have the need to do that. But these are ones that I designed a long time ago, and I wasn't actually sure we'd be able to do them, but kind of hoping that we could 3D print them and actually pull a mold, but we don't even really have to pull a mold. These will work just as they are. And here the guys are laying out some foam for bracing those aileron spar molds, just to give them some extra structure. And they're laying, just one layer, actually no, 2 layers of carbon over the top of that, just to give it some extra structure, as I was saying. So nothing out of the ordinary. I'm getting close to having all this big stuff done now, which is super exciting. And here's the lower half of that right 4-plane skin, the plug for that, and that got primed there the other day, and the guy's already been on it and sanded, as you can see. So now it's already for the second coat of primer. And you remember last time I started printing the switch panel in black, and actually I finished it, but I decided to do it again this time. Actually fixed a problem. One of the angles was a bit out on part of the panel there, and I also decided to add the holes in there for where the mounting bolts are going to be, just to make it easier so we didn't have to drill them. And here the guys are prepping to lay the heavy layers of fiberglass over these molds that they did there on Friday. So these are the ones, or the first set of ones that we're going to actually keep and use for the ribs. And got a bunch more ribs coming off the machine today that actually I didn't even get any video of that, but anyway, there's a bunch more ribs that I'm doing this week, so those guys will have plenty to do. And here they're a bit further along with a couple of them, about 4 of them done already, so just working through laying the glass down on those. And Brian's still kind of new to this, but he's learning very quickly, and the other guys are pretty much old hands at this. So back to the landing gear, there's still a few things that we have to do before those brackets are all ready to bolt together. So one of the things I had to do was press these bearings into place. So here you can see, you've seen me press stuff into place before when I was putting together the reduction belt drive system. Anyway, I had about 8 of these to press into place, and it didn't really have too many problems with that. And these bearings, when you start out before they're actually pressed in that center section there, because they're spherical bearings, the center section is actually fairly loose, and once you get them pressed in, it sort of tightens up a little bit more, which is kind of what's supposed to happen, I guess. Anyway, so I didn't really have too many problems of pressing those in, and this video is sped up 2 times just so you can see. You don't have to endure through watching it in slow motion or normal motion. Anyway, so those got done. And back to the overhead console, I decided to put the nut plates in place there in the opening in the console where that switch panel that I printed up goes. So here you can see I've got the countersink tool there, and I'm just doing it by hand, countersinking these holes where the rivets go for the nut plates. And obviously you see I've drilled the holes for the openings where the bolts go through, and next to it each of the ones for the rivets. And here you can see I've got one of the ones in place, already riveted the left side, and here I'm riveting the right side. So basically I have the rivet through there, and there's that little press there, and you just basically press that rivet into place, and it snugs that nut plate in nice and tight there, so it won't go anywhere, as you can see. So that just does that by hand. nothing fancy. And there you can see I've got them all done now, and came out pretty good. They're all nice and tight, and those are locking nut plates as well. Here's the view from the other side with all the rivets there. So there was, I believe, 10 altogether to hold that in place. And so there's what the switch panel looks like, the one I 3D printed. And here's the hardware we're going to use, just these socket cap screws there in black, which kind of look nice. I just got 2 of them in there because I'm not really bolting it in there right now. I just wanted to have it ready. And here's the right side pilot throttle control, and you can see that goes in the person's left hand, and their thumb would be on that face. So now you're looking at the back side of it. They'd be looking away from the pilot, and then that side there, that's kind of how you would see it, and you have your left hand on it with your left thumb on that area there on the right hand side of it. So anyway, that comes out real nice, that black satin finish. And here's the one for the left side pilot. That's the first half is printed up, the front half of it, and you can see the opening there for where the 4130 steel support's going to be, and you'll see more of that later. And here's the rear side of that same one for the left pilot, just underway right now. So anyway, you'll see more of that when I actually get the sticks for that welded into place and mounted inside the fuselage. So that's our update for the first half of this week, and thanks again for watching.